Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. My name's Jeff Dean and I'm Math Dad. I'm here to share some tips and some skills to help you help your kids understand math. Today, the tip I'm going to share with you is, in my opinion, the number one most important thing when helping your kids with math. And here it is. Kids can smell fear. What do I mean by that? Well, in all of the years that I've taught math, one of the things that I always hear students tell me is, I'm just no good at math. I'm not a math person. And sometimes when I've dug a little further into that conversation, they tell me things like, well, my dad was no good at math, therefore I shouldn't be any good at math. Or my mom's not a math person, therefore how am I supposed to be a math person? I think about stories of when I'm out in public and someone says, hey, what do you do for a living? And I say, oh, I'm a math teacher. And they're like, oh my gosh, I hated math. Or they say, what do you teach? And I go, oh, I taught geometry forever. Oh, I hated geometry. Barely made it by with my life. And that's just the thing. You see, our kids are going to pick up on our enthusiasm. If we're excited about math, they'll be excited about math. If we let them know that we hate math, then they're going to have a reason to hate math. There are times when math comes easy, there's times when math is hard, and that's true for everyone. But when things are hard, if we've kind of given our students this idea that, well, I'm just not a math person, it gives them a reason to give up. But we want them to persevere. We want them to keep working. We want them to keep trying, as hard and as frustrating as it can sometimes be. So I'm begging and pleading, if you're helping your students do math and you're helping them with their homework, the one thing that you've got to work on is make sure that you don't say something like, I'm no good at math, son, or I'm no good at math, daughter, therefore I can't help you, or it's okay, some people aren't good at math. It doesn't help. It gives people an excuse to stop trying, to stop working hard. And as we know, with so many things in life, if we're willing to work at it, and we're willing to dig deep and keep trying, even when things are hard, we get better at it. And math is no different. Here's an example. When I was a kid, my dad, he always worked on cars. He wasn't like a hobbyist or anything like that, but if something went wrong with a car and he could fix it, he was going to fix it. He wasn't going to take it to the shop to have someone do something that he can do. Like changing brakes or changing spark plugs or just kind of tinkering around a little bit with some things. And I was not like the big car enthusiast. I would sometimes sit there and watch him and he'd let me help him from time to time. But one of the things that he never said was, son, I hate cars, or I'm just not a car person. I need to have someone else fix this car for me. And even though for some things, yes, you might have to get help with the car, the analogy breaks down there. But here's the thing, now that I'm an adult, just today, I was outside working on my car. Never thought that it would be something that I would want to do, but I learned from my dad that if I work at it, if I try, if I learn, if I seek out help, that I too could do some of those easy things like changing brakes and changing spark plugs and not having someone else do it for me. But if he would have been saying all the time, son, I'm no good, I just have to have someone else do it, I probably would have grown up saying, car's broke, got to take it to the shop. But I've learned that I can do some of these things myself. Here's another example. When I grew up, don't tell my kids this, but I really don't like green beans. I hated them. Can't stand them. You know, it's one of those things that just kind of makes you kind of just smelling them for me. But when I'm at the dinner table with my kids, I don't sit there and go, oh, I hate vegetables. I can't stand vegetables, because I want them to like them. I want them to enjoy them. I understand they're good for me, and even though I don't like it, I want them to be able to make their own opinion about what they do and don't like. Because if they heard me saying things like, oh, I hate vegetables or I don't like green beans, all it does is gives them an excuse to not want to try, to not want to eat them. Well, Dad doesn't have to eat green beans. He doesn't like them, so why can't I like them? So I try to be enthusiastic. Oh, vegetables, let's eat those vegetables. They're going to be good for you. And yes, sometimes I have to even eat a green bean or a mushroom or any of those things that I don't really like because I want them to enjoy it. I want them to have the opportunity to like something and get good at something. That's why when I'm helping my students with math homework or learning something new, I try to get excited about it. All right, we're going to do math today. And I love working with you. And we're going to work hard together. And we're going to get through this together. When you're excited, they're excited. If you're upset, they're upset. It's just the way it kind of goes. So tip number 1, and it really is the most important thing, is never, ever, ever have this conversation of, I'm not a math person, therefore you can't be a math person. Talk it up, be excited, and it'll help your students stay excited and be willing to keep working because they see mom or dad is willing to work with them. Thanks for joining me. I'm Math Dad.